Hi, everyone. So this summer, with the support of RITM, I conducted some archival research in Colorado, and I found some first-hand accounts that have proved very useful for a paper that is very much in the works, and I will just read a bit of the paper to you today. In the summer of 1879, rumors of White River Utes firing timber around north-central Colorado fueled fear and resentment across the state. Local newspapers reported arson, along with theft, rape, and murder in the litany of crimes committed by Utes. For the Federal Bureau of Indian Affairs, the BIA, the fires were a sore reminder of their ward's refusal to adopt a settled agricultural lifestyle. For Governor Frederick W. Pitkin's administration, this alleged incendiarism was an act of war against white citizens, a threat to industry, and proof that the Utes needed to be expelled from Colorado. Accounts from local whites living north of the Ute Reservation, where the Indians had supposedly first stirred up fire and scared off settlers, initially cast some doubt on the state government's narrative. Yet as the flames and the rumors continued to spread, the scapegoating of Utes as arsonists caught on amongst most Coloradans. It became increasingly clear that new treaty terms would have to be negotiated with Colorado's three main Ute bands: the rebel White River Utes, the Uncompahgre Utes, and the Southern Utes. Years earlier, under the Treaty of 1868, the Utes had relinquished control of vast mineral and timber-rich lands, pressured by encroachments from Coloradan prospectors and settlers. When under the Bruneau Agreement of 1873, the government acquired additional land in the San Juan Mountain region, Colorado's Utes were effectively divided across two reservation agencies, the White River Agency in the north and the Los Pinos Agency in the south. By 1881, Colorado's northern Utes, the White River Utes, and the Uncompahgres would be forcibly relocated to a reservation in Utah. Histories of Ute removal from Colorado have focused on the clash between agriculturalism and nomadism, but the significance of fire has been largely overlooked. The 1881 removal of the northern Utes from Colorado has traditionally been explained as a result of clashing land management practices and the infamous Meeker incident. Nathan Meeker, the White River Agency's Indian agent, was a staunch believer in the social merits of sedentary agriculture, but his equestrian Ute wards preferred to use their lands to hunt and graze their horses. These ideological and material differences tensions are generally assumed to have culminated in the killing of Meeker and other reservation staff on September 29, 1879, and the military confrontation between the White River Utes and U.S. troops at the Battle of Milk Creek. The spotlight on the sensational violence of the Meeker massacre obscures earlier confrontations over fire that unfolded within and beyond the White River Agency. If the Meeker incident was the explosion that kick-started armed conflict and accelerated Ute removal, the fuse had been lit months earlier in and outside the reservation, with the intense vilification of the Utes as an insurgent incendiary group. In the summer of 1879, the state government's portrayal of the Utes as arsonists and of the reservation as a bastion of deviant fire practices facilitated the federal process of Ute removal from Colorado. Those who conflated indigeneity with incendiarism ignored productive modes of burning and framed all Ute firing as inherently destructive, senseless, malicious, and militant. The summer fires, it seemed, reflected the nature of their creators. They were difficult to control, cut across borders, and possessed a troublesome agency that needed to be extinguished. Thank you. Any questions?
So during this period, also, right, you have the Sand Creek Massacre and the Hunt Gate Massacre in Colorado. How much are these massacres and these things playing into white and Indian tensions in this?
Yeah, so part of the paper actually goes into why they were called like insurgent, or why they were described as insurgents. So when they were going out of the reservation to hunt, they were using fire to corral game, and this game they traded with white traders for ammunition and for sometimes alcohol too. And so the federal government was also very concerned about them going outside the reservation and acquiring arms and ammunition. And there were rumors that they were going up to Wyoming and essentially aiding other tribes and causing tensions, etc. And in some of the newspaper accounts that are arguing against actually removal come from Chicago and like sort of eastern areas where people are saying that this isn't fair, etc. And a lot of the arguments are making some references to that massacre, where they're saying we're committing another mistake, etc. But a lot of the Coloradans say things like East Coasters can't really have an opinion because they're all sitting on Indian land too, and in order to develop the land and have progress, we need to take over these like timber and mineral rich lands. Yeah.
Thank you.